wow.
We were 40. No,
Day
2012,
one,
I was like, we're going to be friends. I told Nikki, I said, look at her shoes.
Look at her
Her
shoes.
boots. Oh my God, we're going to be friends. That's what I said.
We're gonna be
As soon
friends.
as you walked in, I'm like, oh my God, we're going to be friends.
We're gonna be friends. That's what she said.
Welcome to Twin Talks. Welcome to Twin Talks. I'm Nadia.
And I'm Nikki.
And today we're going to talk about what a codependent relationship looks like. When do you know you're in a codependent relationship? And today we have our special guest, psychotherapist, Miss Deborah Brooks.
Thank you so much for having me. I'm honored.
You're welcome.
This is one of my favorite topics on codependency because it is such a prevalent problem with most people I see that come into counseling.
Okay. Well, for those people who don't know, what is codependency? What is it?
So I think the easiest way to explain it is that a codependent relationship is when I am overly involved in somebody else's life, that I cease to kind of exist myself and I am just interested in what's happening with you. It can be a little bit controlling, and how we might know is maybe I don't have any hobbies or anything I do for myself anymore. It's all about what is happening with my the person I'm fixated on.
Okay, this might sound funny, but would we be codependent? I think maybe
some
in
level.
In a good way.
Okay, fine. So what qualities does each person have in order to, like, I don't think people realize when a relationship is a codependent one, but what sort of qualities of people do you get when they become codependent?
I think really the big thing is that maybe we know it's not healthy and it's not exactly what we'd want to be living, but we are unable to leave, right? We know it's not good for us, but we can't leave. We're going to keep working on it. We're fixated on the relationship. And we're obsessed, and everything else takes second or comes second to this relationship.
I always want to know, how do people become codependent? Like, where does it stem from?
Just like most things, early childhood trauma.
Like what?
So let's see, especially someone having an addicted parent. So we see this is very common with people who've grown up in alcoholic homes.
Okay.
So it's an insecurity about knowing when it's safe to attach and when it isn't safe. So it's that back and forth, and I'm focused on the person like we had to be as kids when we were watching an alcoholic parent. We had to try to anticipate what they were going to do to stay safe. You know, are they coming in drunk? Are they in a bad mood? Are they happy? When can I relax? How I feel is entirely revolving around what this other person is doing.
Well, what would you say to a person who wanted to leave or wanted to act but didn't know what to do? What would be your advice?
Okay. Typically what I would say is I would encourage somebody to start building things for themselves. I mean, I can have a session with somebody who's codependent, right, and the entire session, all they want to do is talk about the other person. And I have to keep reminding them, that person is not here. You're here. And the only change that's going to be meaningful is what you are going to do. So, first of all, bringing attention to the defocusing onto somebody else, and then trying to help them build aspects of their life that will set them up to maybe be able to leave. or at least have better quality of life.
Excellent advice. Wow, that was very poignant, very deep there, Miss Deb.
Occasionally I can be succinct.
That was excellent.
I had another question. What is the person afraid of, though? What are they afraid of? What could possibly happen? What are they afraid of?
Abandonment, rejection. I think there's a deep-rooted fear that they're not lovable and that they'll never be good enough. So they need to hang on to this love they have for everything it's worth, you know, and cling to it, whether it's unhealthy or not. You know, they haven't learned that they can have standards and expect to be treated well.
I'm sure that clinginess is probably causing massive problems in the relationship, but unfortunately many people can't see when they're being clingy, right?
Yeah.
So I think it's interesting that you point that out. Yeah. So hopefully everybody has learned something from our guest, Deborah Brooks. Thank you, Deborah, for coming. Hopefully you've learned a lot from our show on codependency and relationships. Like us on Facebook, Instagram, and of course, you got to subscribe to our YouTube channel. Deb, where do you think we could find you? If people wanted to find you, where should they find you?
DeborahBrooks.ca. Thanks
All
for
right.
having me.
You're welcome.
Thank you for coming.
See you next time on Twin Talks. Booyah!
Close
Okay.
this out.
What was I going to say? Hold on.